I put a phone and sold it as dope.
Baby on the neck getting foolish. Live on the set with the gang and Mike Cooley. I'm just coolin'. Coolin' with the gang. Coolin' with the gang. Cooley in the gang. Baby on the neck getting foolish. Live on the set with the gang and Mike Cooley. I'm just coolin'. Coolin' with the gang. Coolin' with the gang. Cooley in the gang. Nothing better than a professor. Watch him cook up coolin'. Big G, can't forget my nigga Mike Cooley. Keep it high like a pot of carrot. Sweet as Mayberry. Question is she single? Is she single? We'll find out when I call and I be geeking all G. Laughing till I'm nauseous. Caution, they going all in. Leaving no stones unturned, no topic untouched. They love the cuss and they fuck shit up. Brother, I keep my money right. Make sure you keep that money right. Make sure you keep that money right. Glam sham, keep the jewelry tight, make sure you keep it. We on weekly, make sure you peep it. Matt King, state of mind, the best kept secret. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, so do it. Introduce it, the gang and Mike Coolin'. We be on the neck getting foolish. Live on the set with the gang and Mike Cooley. I'm just coolin'. Coolin' with the gang. Coolin' with the gang. Cooley in the gang. We be on the neck getting foolish. Live on the set with the gang and Mike Cooley. I'm just coolin'. Coolin' with the gang. Coolin' with the gang. Cooley in the gang.
You are tuned in to the Cooley and the Gang Show on Blockworks Radio.
Work. You know, every Tuesday I put over here and y'all make noise in the kitchen. You making dishes. Welcome to the Cooley and the Gang Show. How y'all doing? It's Tuesday. We are here, Linnea,
Tuesday,
in the house of the wretched. You know how it is. How you doing, Linnea?
I'm good. The kids are back in school. Thank you, Jesus.
Amen. How you feeling, brother? How you
talking to me?
Professor?
Oh, tired, boss. I'm ready to go to sleep.
Not yet. We got a good one today, buddy. You got to stay up. Mac is in the building. What's up, brother?
What's poppin'? What's poppin', everybody?
Yeah.
Hi.
Our special guest co-host for the first time. I don't know if she knows what she signed up for, but she is here, strong. Poochie is in the building. Where our applause at?
Hey, hi.
Thank you, son. Thank you. You know,
Hey, the conversation I walked through, man. The conversation I walked in doing, she sounded like she ready.
Oh yeah, she ready. So
I am
good.
Always.
I hope everybody had a good week. Like I said, Tuesday to Tuesday. I don't know about y'all, but Easter caught me by surprise.
It did?
Yeah, it really did. Like, and I y'all might have said something, but I don't know. I don't know.
Look, I didn't even know they still did Easter.
Apparently, I seen a lot of kitty discos and everything going on.
Sometimes in March, sometimes in April. This year was in April.
Yeah, I think they said it hasn't been. It's been about. I think 2016 was the last time we had it in March. I had to do some Googles. You know, I like to Google. Google's your friend.
I didn't like March at all.
You don't like it in March?
No, it just throws everything off. It's too much going on. It's St. Patrick's Day. It is Easter. Like, that's too much. That's too much. We don't have to no more. Keep up with. You don't have to pay less no more. But at least they voted to make daylight savings time permanent.
Now I know how it will work out for us, but imagine living in Alaska.
Ooh, in some parts of Alaska. But you know, and England already has it where it doesn't shift. So America is like so extra, even down to the social security, because different countries don't have socials.
So how would y'all feel about that? Are y'all for it? Or are y'all for getting rid of daylight savings or against it?
Am I going to work less?
No, you ain't gonna have to work. You like to go back? So do you want the
I like
extra
4
hour or
hours.
do you want to lose the hour?
I feel like I done lost 3 hours. Really, over the years. Like, I think the only time I felt it was in school. As an adult, I'm a parent, so I'm up anyway, and I have insomnia. So once my medicine runs out, I'm up.
Only time daylight saving time benefits me is on summer when I'm on vacation. It seems like I can get a little bit more out of the day when I'm on vacation. I mean, outside
Well,
of that,
depending on what part of the world you're on.
yeah, that's true. Well, I'm a domestic ninja, so I ain't got no stamp yet. So I'm more domestic.
Yeah.
When
I can make it home from here.
When I grow up,
I can go rent a car and I can drive home. If anything, I can get out of here. That's a big thing for me.
You know, I can get home. Everybody tuned in. Before we get it in, everybody take a second, hit that share button. It's free. It doesn't cost a thing.
Daylight saving time don't really affect me though.
At all? You don't feel that hour you lose?
Nah, only way I know that time had went back or went forward is by my watches because they're off. You know, in the car, everything auto reset. The cable box auto reset. So I don't even be knowing the difference until I look at my watch and got to reset them.
And the cell phone.
Yeah, cell phones do it automatically. So
yeah.
It's not like back in the day where you could remember when you could use it as an excuse for being late for work or late for school. Like, nah, that shit don't work.
They're gonna look at you like, nah.
That don't work no more.
Yeah,
not no more. Too digital.
Yeah, them days is long gone.
Yeah,
so
they have lamps that can wake you up now. So
yeah,
that is changed a lot.
So I know y'all saw the mask mandates are being lifted on the airlines. And
really?
it's like a celebration. I got this one video I got. See if I can get this up for y'all real quick.
Oh, it just makes me itch.
So that was his rendition of "Throw Away Your."
So
mask.
they putting the mask inside.
Everybody
the bag.
The announcement came down in the middle of some flights, and as soon as the announcement came down, they announced it on the plane, and people were chucking them masks in the air like it was a celebration. You just thought they graduated college.
No. Oh no.
So are y'all ready? Is it time? Is it time for the mask to come off? Like
no,
especially on flight.
I don't believe so.
No, I'm going to Spain next month, so no.
I snuck my mask off anyway on the flight. I don't be thinking about that shit.
Yeah, it's time. It's time.
Lene, you said Spain?
Yeah, I'm going to Spain, Barcelona. So for a week. So I'm keeping my mask.
Be careful. Be careful, please. They will try to hound you like the squeegee boys. Like, don't sign nothing that's not inside the hotel for your actual physical check.
Oh no, we squared away. Believe me.
Okay.
I'll pretend I don't even. I'll be like.
So you don't plan on wearing your mask? Well, y'all plan to keep your mask on.
I'm gonna keep it by me.
I'm gonna take mine off, and I'm sneezing.
That's the only time.
I'm like, really?
You can't snot up in that mask. I sneezed in my mask before. I had a total panic attack.
Oh my goodness! What'd you say,
Professor?
Professor?
I'm allergic when I sneezed. I was like, ugh.
So Karima or Keisha, she has like this thing where she like coughs, but when she coughs, she like cough like crazy. When we was out in Puerto Rico, coming back, yo, she was coughing like a motherfucker. I said, yo, these people gonna be like, man, y'all not gonna be able to get on. Like, we gonna have to sit y'all in the back by yourself. I mean, she was going crazy. I said, oh my God.
That's how Kim is. Kim just had this constant cough.
To the left. I said, I'm sorry, love.
Yeah, I can't handle it.
No. But I have severe sinus and allergy issues. So instead of April and May and the beginning of June being my worst months are in the winter because I'm more allergic to mold than anything, and it's always wet and moist. And I literally will end up sounding like I am and not to make a joke out of it, but remember the smoke commercials that used to come on with Terry and she had the trach?
Mm-hmm.
That's what my voice will go down to because that's how bad my sinuses are.
No, don't do that.
And I had to take like weeks without speaking. And I like to talk. So that's like a very hard time for me. Like even right now, I have a dry cough. But in the winter, they'll be like, "Dang, what she got COPD or something? Like, what's going on with her? She's so young."
See, it's so sad. If you cough on this show, we're gonna put you in the green room. I've
already coughed. I've disguised it each time.
Yeah, exactly. Or just turn off the camera. Turn off the camera and just tend to kids. Believe me.
No, but I'm allergic. I'm allergic to dogs, and I have one. Like,
so is it for you?
My mother used to say, "You have a death sentence." Like I can smell him. It's like I feel like I'm a pregnant woman. Like I can smell his scent. And right now, I'm even itching.
How big is the dog? How big is the dog?
He's a pit bull, so he's kind of like short, but he have a thick neck. I call him Chapo. El Chapo. El Chapo in Spanish is like shorty. That's what they used to call my father, shorty. But he loves me. I'm allergic to him.
What's up, Kev? How you feeling, buddy? You come in here, you don't speak. I mean, everybody be creeping in the room. Don't nobody say, "Hey guys, how y'all doing?" I know that's cool, but I ain't seen Kev in a while. Kev, how you feeling, buddy? The mask, like I wore my mask, and we talked about this. My mask was it's like a social contract. Like it's like, I mean, if it's gonna make somebody else comfortable, and I'm like, all right, fine. Like,
right.
I'm down with it. Like, I mean, I'm not one of them type of people. If you walk into the building and you don't have one on, I'm not going to trip on you. Like, I had this lady trip on me. I told y'all, like, she was coming down the steps, had a mask on. I was going up. I ain't had one on. She like to kill my ass. Like, I'm thinking to myself, ma'am, like, you have yours on. So, like, you should be good. Like, I don't know.
I ain't wearing my mask no more. They already tricked me into getting vaccinated. They tricked me into getting vaccinated. So what's the point of the mask?
Oh my gosh!
Look,
just to keep it down.
No.
Just to keep it down.
Like that was
Y'all got to think before this pandemic even hit, people had more germs than ever, and they ain't wearing no masks and sneezing and touching people and all that bullshit.
I'm like,
say it again.
I mean, it reminds me of SARS almost. It reminds me of SARS.
The disease. Hey, Maybach.
Yeah, it's a part of the COVID.
It made it so that it was very few cases of SARS that made it here because they shut everything down. They didn't do that this time. Like, people were even still traveling. Like, they did a better job containing Ebola and SARS than this. Like, this was like, I call this the influenza of the STDs. Like, this is definitely the one that the doctor will be looking at, like, you caught something from somebody directly. Like that's a very scary thing. Like, they still wear masks in Asia because of SARS to this day. So now they ran it for two things.
And I think somewhere just got locked down again, didn't they?
Yeah, China, and they got drones, and they got mechanical dogs chasing people off the street.
I seen those dogs.
Say it again.
Mechanical dogs, as you see on those commercials, they actually got them in China. They keeping the people in, and they had
So you can't just kick the mechanical dog,
right?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna let no mechanical dog chase me in the house.
Reminds me of iRobot. Like,
all
the dog does
Still
dog.
saying, you
Take
know,
that damn battery out. Take that damn battery out. That dog, he ain't chasing nobody.
where you gonna find the battery?
Probably solar power.
Under his belly.
Like,
Under his belly.
he's never running out.
Y'all keep thinking it's that easy, and y'all just want to kick that dog up and down the street or take a battery. Y'all, it sounds good.
That dog is a hunter. That dog is a hunter.
I don't remember. I don't know if we had this conversation before, but did we ever talk about what Jacober said to Officer Friendly when he came into the school?
Hold on, who's Jacober?
You don't remember him? All right, so
okay. Yeah,
so we was in middle school.
TV show.
Nah, when we was in middle school and we had the Officer Friendly that I don't even think comes to schools anymore.
They don't.
Came into the school and he said, well, when we come into houses and we think that there's a person hiding somewhere in the house, we let the dog in to find the person in the house. And usually the person is hiding somewhere in the attic and the person comes falling out of the attic. So Jacober raised his hand and said, well, what if the dog come falling out of the attic? Yeah. Of course, everybody laughed about it, but you know, I don't think the police officer was too happy about that question.
Yeah, you going to jail, you do something to a police dog.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
You're lucky, they might kill your ass in there.
They don't play. They do not play. They do not play about that's officers.
See, I don't want to get into anything too heavy before our guests come on because I don't want to get us locked in a deep conversation. So I'm trying to find my little light videos. And this was something Shannon had told me about this crazy lady. Well, I don't like calling people crazy, but
they are crazy, Mike.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
Shannon told me about this lady, right?
What lady I talking about? Which one?
What is that?
Oh, yo, she had me in tears, yo. This lady. It was a comment though.
Okay, y'all. I got my jump rope. I got my cordless jump rope because when I jump, I always step on top of the rope, so it's better.
It look like nunchucks.
Yo,
She's smiling and shit. Look at her.
No, but listen to it, Mac. Listen.
Hey.
Double touch. Okay.
Absolutely not.
But yo, it's the comment, yo, that was the word. So they was like, yo, how you still jump on the rope and the rope is invisible?
She got the world's first ropeless jump. First of all,
it was like, yo,
how much does a ropeless
jump rope cost?
Probably $99.
I remember when those
I would
came
say
out.
about that.
Yeah,
I would say about that. Yeah.
Oh hell no!
Yeah, they've been out for a long time.
They have a timer.
Professor,
on it.
You're our resident, trainer, guru. You in the gym. Where does the workout come from in a
invisible jump rope?
Ropeless jump rope.
So in theory, what's supposed to happen is every time it goes around, it's supposed to count the jumps. In theory, as she swings it around, that's still supposed to count the number of times that she's gone around, and you're supposed to be jumping along with it. That's how that's supposed to go. Now, truth be told, as silly as that looks, the fact that she's jumping off the ground, she is actually burning calories. It just looks dumb as hell. but I mean, in all seriousness, think about all the different things that have come out. Like even like the shake weight. Remember when the shake weight first came out?
Right.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something. I wanted to so bad waste my money and get one of those for you for Christmas, yo. I swear I did, yo. I swear I did. But I said I couldn't. I couldn't see myself doing it. And I just want to see the crazy.
She's so disrespectful, yo. You're so disrespectful.
But
remember they brought out them little vibrating things for your abs. You just strap it on and let it vibrate and shit.
So I've had the electric thing, the electrodes that had the sticky shit on it that you put on your body that contracts muscles. I've had that before. They got all kind of different fads out here. All this stuff to do something different than what you're supposed to do. Just go to the gym, work out like normal people. I don't want to say normal people, but like old conventional methods still work. You don't have to do anything new and improved. You don't have to go do the Zumba and the twerk class and all that stuff.
Real
just old-fashioned workout. Just old-fashioned stuff work.
This shit right here.
Push-up, pull-ups, shit like that. That's it.
Shit like that is a workout equipment for lazy motherfuckers, pretty much.
It's a way to get around. It's a way to get around.
She was the perfect target market for that product.
You couldn't have told her she wasn't about to go win the next jump roping competition. And her state. And because my little sister was a jump roping fool. Like my little sister would jump some rope. Like she won competitions and some more shit.
That's because that's all she was able to do.
No, don't do that.
Jump rope will never go out of style.
No, she will get surgery next month and say the jump rope helped her.
Bruh. That's the truth.
I can't jump rope.
Well, you need that.
That would be perfect for you.
We about to buy you the ropeless jump rope. Then we gonna learn. We gonna get you good. We gonna get you.
Like I need to get some coordination. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think it for me is balance. Like I'm very nice if I'm involved in a fight or something. I can hold my balance, but when it comes to like bikes, even going up the stairs is a struggle for me. Like I will literally be that carrying your food up and trip over my foot.
Oh,
I still got your drinks right now. Your food is on the floor.
She said it is all good in the fight, though.
That's scary.
Don't worry about it when it's time to get down. Said,
it is very scary. It only got real scary when I had my whole company when I was in the military, and I just had to be the one on the right this day. And they came up and it was like, all right, you're gonna have to lead the way back to the barracks. And I said, marching, right? And it was like, no, we speed running. Like, huh? That was like, no, we speed running, and you're gonna be the leader. I started out strong, breath control, and next one I know, I started to have a panic attack that my feet was going to trip over each other because I'm bow-legged, and that I was gonna make the whole right line go above me. So I was like, just like it. I gotta step out. I gotta go to the bathroom really, really bad, but it wasn't that. And I don't like to lie, but I ain't want to tell him my fear of falling because he would have been like, "Girl, you're a soldier." So, but that was
So you took the pee break? Did he let you take the pee break?
It wasn't even though they're gonna latrine fly, but I did saw somebody who did not run, and they were essentially gonna walk back, and they was like, "Hey, can I be a battle buddy?" I was like, "Yeah, come on." And we walked back. And when we got up there, we had to eat. And they actually pushed us forward. Like I had a disability or something. So I started to do that a lot. But then I found out that I actually had stress fractures. So then I actually did get a profile for permanent stress fractures. Like it's still to this day feels like if I go to run, I'm walking on shattered glass. That's what it feels like.
Ooh. Well, let me show y'all. I love when somebody sets me up for a good segue. Speaking of balance, these sisters have the ultimate balance.
Let me see.
Hey. No. I don't know where this was.
Hold up.
Everybody in the comments said it had to be the girl in the front idea because she was in it. The girl in the back looked like Gucci. The girl in the back reminded me of you thinking about tripping over your feet because she had to stop and be like, hold up, let me get my steps together.
That's what I was like, what is she doing? Was the third to the last a man? Was the third one to the last one? Was that a man?
That's the question I had right there.
No, she's just a tall female.
That's a sister too.
Is she a sister?
Well, I'm only 5'4", so everybody look like to me.
No, there ain't no sister.
Oh,
or maybe she's a mix.
Nobody's paying them no attention though. Look at the crowd. Nobody is looking at them.
Yeah, I don't know what the function is, but they need
yeah, because somebody got holding up a number 2. Somebody holding up a number 2, and that's with that balloon.
Graduation or something.
It is only 4. It must be.
That's a violation. That's a violation.
They must have just started basketball.
Nope. And the fact that you was over here jamming, you violated too.
Hey, look, I like anybody. Life is about having fun. Like if they had fun at the end of the day and they sat down and enjoyed themselves, and somebody said, "Hey, girl, you did that," and I mean,
the crowd don't see nothing.
Yeah, I don't understand. Ain't nobody even looking in that direction. I thought it was photoshopped at first. Like, well, maybe they not really.
Yeah,
there.
like who would they representing? Like.
I don't know.
Are they out for what? Like who are they representing? I didn't hear nothing.
Affleck, shut up, not Affleck.
I was saying Lambda.
But
that was Move Side Move. Hey, you remember when who was that? Ricky Smiley, one of his fraternity, Move Side Move.
Move Side Move.
Milk it.
Yeah, milk it. Yeah,
it was move, side, move, milk it. I don't remember that.
No,
you don't never remember nothing.
It's not about me right now. This is so not about me.
Well, look, our guest is here, and he has been waiting patiently in the background. And like, look, I tell you, this brother, my first time meeting him, the professor put me on to him. And I've been checking him out. Good guy. When we say artist, no, he's not spitting bars. He's not saying like he's a true artist of the arts. Like his talent is in his hands.
A dope artist too.
Facts. Might as well. They know. There you go, man.
On that, bring him in on that.
There he is. Corki is in the building with the Cool in the Game show. All right, let me get my screen down so we can put him on the big screen where all guests belong.
You guys are funny.
So I'll see if I need to add them to the book.
There we go. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. I can't complain. I'm enjoying life.
Look at that. Look at that.
Is that a face?
Yeah.
Look, it is what you see. Art is what you see.
Exactly.
You look at
exactly.
Don't be trying to be all sophisticated. Sit back.
I did that.
Sit back and let the man handle his segment.
So let's start from the beginning. Where you from?
Originally from Hampton Roads. I'm from Norfolk originally.
Okay, that's where my aunt is down there. I used to spend my summers in Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
Every summer I used to spend down there.
Unfortunately, unless you're painting ducks and geese scenes and stuff like that, you can't make it there. Up here is so much more culture. So yeah, I love it up here.
So have you always art, drawing, painting, has it always been something in you, or what did it develop over time?
Oh yes, most definitely. But I pretty much went to graphic arts when I got out of college. I do 3D animation and computer graphics. So most of my work has a dimensionality to it. So it just lent myself to start doing paintings with more dimension to it. So that's what I do now.
Now, with your paintings, do you just paint what you see, or do you have like visions in your head that you?
The best paintings are always done with a reference. So when Nipsey Hussle died, everybody rushed out to do all these paintings of him. But it was not that many good high-res images of him. So everything you see are people I know. I actually build 3D models of everybody, light it, just get the perfect camera angle, everything I do myself. That's why my pieces look so much different than anybody else's.
That's what's up.
And now that you say that, I can kind of once you said that, I can kind of see. So all right, so I was about to say abstract. What is it like? How would you define, like, I know nothing about art, but the crazy part is
surrealism. Surrealism, yes.
Afro surrealism, right?
Surrealism, yeah.
Afro surrealism.
Yeah, because I think most people who write or make movies, like what's a good example of it? Have you seen the movie Get Out?
Yeah, you have.
That's pretty much Afro. surrealism, especially the scenes where he's falling back into the dark space or the
sunken place.
The sunken place. Thank you. And it's that distortion of reality that most Black people face all the time. There's surrealism that you might know for Salvador Dali and how they went about trying to expand their minds by using dreams or drugs or just the unconscious mind. But when you're living in America and in Black, you're going through a surrealistic process all the time that nobody else seems to go through unless you're of that color or you go through that same situation. So to paint and create something on top of that, with that being my subject majority of the time is just race relations and what I see as a problem in the United States, that's what I paint. And I love it. I love it.
So when I personally think of artists, true artists, they kind of remind me of comedians because comedians the best comedians come from a place of pain that they've learned to turn it into something else.
Yes.
And like you said, like some artists, like who was it? Van Gogh cut their ear off.
Yeah.
Like, you to get the best out of yourself, sometimes you have to draw from or like that place. So is that more like where you come from, or are you more like, nah, I didn't have to go through all that? But
no, when I came up here originally, bad divorce, I wanted to hit reset on my life. Just hit reset, start over. And I was missing family, so I isolated myself for like 3 years. I would go to work, and I would come home and paint. I painted so much that I filled my apartment up. And if you go to my previous Instagram posts, I painted so much I would go to DC, hang them on the streets, and whoever can find it, get to keep it. I just painted. I needed to get those emotions out. To have it bottled up inside me would have destroyed me. So I just kept painting. This is all I wanted to do. Hell, if I know I wasn't leaving the house, I wouldn't eat or shower. I just wanted to paint.
Wow.
So
when you said up here, what's up here? I know you said you went to DC, but
he's in Baltimore.
Okay, I didn't know.
Sorry,
Okay,
I'm in Baltimore now. I love it. I love Baltimore. I love it. I love it.
I'm on your Instagram page and completely in awe. So your black and white is your signature?
Well, it's more of a design aesthetic. I find clean lines. We're dealing with people of color. We tend to throw everything in the kitchen sink at it, especially doing art. I've seen people use glitter, hair, diamonds, ruby. I want to communicate as cleanly, as simply as possible. My artwork is a lady in my t-shirt. She doesn't have to have no makeup on. All that other stuff is not needed. This is all I need, is like all this lingerie. No, I need simple, clear communication. Nothing else. Sometimes I think they just do it for filler because it's not that good. If I break it down to a clear communication and it's based upon my skills, this is all this there. Some people use it as a crutch. I'm going to throw every color in the rainbow and it's not needed. Bring it back some. If it's good without all the extra stuff in there.
And you're absolutely right, because I'm looking at your work and I can, like, I don't need anything else to see what it was you were designing, who it was you were creating, what they have in their hair. It looks like a bunch of lines to somebody else, but if you're looking, you can see they have dreads. You can see she has a wrap on her head. Like, I can see your vision.
Thank you.
I'm in awe. I am definitely in awe. We had a couple questions in the room.
Yeah, we definitely got a couple.
One of the questions was, what artist has influenced you?
Well, growing up, the only artist I saw was Bob Ross. So that was a big influence on me until I got older. Now, there's this guy in Baltimore named Ernest Shaw. This guy is a beast. When I first came here and I saw his work, I said, I can hate that guy because I respect it. It's that good.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, I wish I would have came up with that style, that concept, that idea. And finally, I got to meet him, and he knew who I was. He respected my work, and it made me feel I was on top of the world after that. I mean, you couldn't tell me nothing. And I did a show with him. And just to sit and talk and be with somebody you admire like that, it's amazing.
Now, do you do custom work?
Yes. But it depends on the person who I'm dealing with. Like if you come to me and say, hey, can you paint my dog? No. I'm sorry. I'm quite sure it's be a beautiful animal, but I had a recent request, child stillborn, and they asked me to paint them. And I did. And I didn't post it, and I gave it to them as a gift. And that was hard. That was real hard.
Wow.
So the address that you have on your Instagram site, that's your studio on Utah?
Yeah. I got a little place, newly divorced, and I was 3 months homeless during that time. During that time, after I think 2 weeks after she said when she wanted a divorce and had to get out of the house and the whole rigmarole, an artist named Charlie Palmer contacted me and said he wanted to buy my paintings, but I didn't know who he was. Come to find out, this guy did Time magazine cover twice, and he did John Legend's album cover. Him purchasing 2 of my pieces and bringing me into the art world, actually getting me in, I made enough money to buy my home that has a studio and a gallery in it.
Wow.
It has 5 bedrooms. Some rooms it's just the blessings that came my way from this is unreal. I love where I'm at. Montgomery Marketplace is right there. I can walk to get something to eat. I just love the area. The professor's right behind me, right?
Right. Yeah.
So it's so beautiful. Like Lexington Market is down there, and just behind me is all these black businesses owned by black women, and it's beautiful. It drives me nuts when people talk shit about Baltimore, and they haven't been here. There's nobody telling the news, and it drives me nuts. So I don't want you to come. If you keep talking bad about it, stay away. I don't want you here. It is a beautiful city. Don't get me wrong, it has its issues. But unless you're selling drugs or you having sex with somebody and selling drugs, you ain't got to worry about it.
Basically.
I'm laughing because I'm like, the way you're describing Baltimore,
like you ain't never lived there.
I'm like, I want to go there.
It is the shit. I tell you what.
I ain't seen that side of Baltimore.
No. All right, check it out. When I was trying to break into art groups in DC, when I was trying to break in certain art groups in DC, it was too cliquish. It was who you knew, and even if I was better than the people there, they didn't want to bring me in because they didn't want to be intimidated. So when Baltimore came here, they were like, "Yo, come work with me. Yo, work with me." You know, it is welcoming as hell, and any artist that comes to me, like I had about 30 other artists in here, just sharing information and building with each other. You don't get that in every place. DC is very
bougie. Somebody said in the comments.
Yeah, thank you. Bougie. And just NJ Rich, thank you. Yeah, and it drives me nuts that the gatekeepers who could get you on won't even help you, and it blows my mind.
Well, you are tuned into the Coolie and the Gang Show live every Tuesday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. We are joined by our special guest artist, Corki, Baltimore's own by way of Hampton Roads, but we're claiming him now. So, I mean, you had the chance. It's too late. He is one of us.
Give him a happy hand in a chicken box, please.
Professor, I think you had a question.
So that's one of the things you see across the board, and most of the things that happen, especially in most of the things that people of color are involved in. We have this idea that we don't want to put anybody else in a position because we feel like they're going to take something from us or they're going to overshadow what we're doing. Not understanding that there's money being printed every day and everybody can have the same piece. But we just have this mentality of lack as opposed to being able to prosper with everybody around the board. Now, I remember the other day, and this is what made me say we got to get him on the show. So the other day I was outside and I talked to you. You said something along the lines of man, you need to grab one of these pieces of art before it get expensive. What's expensive? And you broke down, some prices to me. So so art is exactly what it sounds like. It's priceless. It really is no ceiling, and it really is no floor. So how do you determine, okay, this piece I'm gonna sell for this, and this piece I'm gonna sell for that, or is it just a case by case scenario?
No, it depends on how I do in that show. So when I first started doing my first solo show here, my pieces sold for $1,500. I thought it was reasonable, but the demand drove it up. The demand. So next time I did a show, they were at 3, 6, 8, and it keeps going up. As long as demand is there, I can sell. And then I had one sold in DC for $6,000. I had somebody else call me to get in contact with the person who bought it because they wanted to buy it for another 3 on top of that. So it's nice. It feels great to be collected. It feels great to have that type of attention. And it's an amazing feeling. And I still don't believe this is my life. It's so surreal to lose all I had, building a relationship with somebody, to have all this at once. It doesn't feel real. Like all this right now, this whole conversation, I probably eat something, go to sleep. I probably won't realize it actually happened, to have this position when I didn't have a place to stay a few months ago.
Wow. Hey, you didn't give up.
That's it.
That's the key right there.
Yeah. If I haven't given any advice to other artists, mistakes make masterpieces. Don't ever stop. I don't care how bad it looks. You'll see something one day. It's like, I didn't see that at first, and you'll add on to it, and it'll come a new style will come up, and you'll be immortalized forever. Just don't ever give up.
Yeah.
So
we got another question for you in the room.
Okay.
NJ Rich also, he asks, what problems do you see in America that you use in your art?
The problem I've seen right now, especially in Baltimore, is not as bad as other areas, is the haves and haves not, who have access and who doesn't. That's the biggest problem. I can go to an art gallery. I'm not going to say names, but and I say, I'm an artist. This is my portfolio. I researched you and I have all this information. Just send them an email and just try to get in contact with certain groups here. And the gatekeepers are the biggest problems, or just people, the lack of access. Like if you're a young artist out there, submittable.com is a great place to submit your artwork to different artist calls, and most of them are free, just to get your name out there, especially if you're good. Submit to any art call, especially if you're a young artist and you have money. A lot of them out there are free. Some of them are just mainly for women or people of color. Submit. But it's hard to build up that nerve, especially artists, and you're shy and you're not used to. Only way you like expressing yourself is through your art. You don't like talking it out. You don't like being out there in front of people. We're pretty shy people. It's not in our nature, but you got to break out of it.
Now in Baltimore, where is the best place to go see Black art?
Oh, okay. If you're into trap music and things of that nature, and you just want to go out and have a good time, maybe have a couple of drinks and stuff like that, the Gallery About Nothing. Now, I do have pieces in there. When I first started out, they were the first ones to let me put my art in there, but they put everybody on the wall. But if your work is good, you will stand out and you will sell. And they're a great bunch of guys.
The Gallery About Nothing.
Gallery About Nothing. And they're accepting, they're understanding. The owners are real cool. And you can, outside of that, there's not many. A lot of places I did when I first started here did shut down. And or I haven't reached out to them or have reached out to me. And there are other places I would like to say, but I haven't heard back from them yet. So I'm not going to speak their name.
We got another question in the room, but I have a question to jump off of that. Okay, go ahead, Mayberry, because you've been quiet. Now I like to hear your voice, darling.
Oh, whatever. Now he's trying to ask me. But no, I know, as you know, many artists, they try to create a safe space or a quiet place or something that's like a sanctuary almost for them to really have creative freedom. So do you have a space? And if so, what does that look like to kind of take people on that journey of what helps bring this artistic, form out in you?
I would paint in a urinal if I had to. I don't give a damn. if it's like saying,
and you,
all right, say if you're out with your man, you upset with them, or you can wait for find that safe space sometimes, or if you're in the car, just you can have that conversation. Exactly.
I will pull out my phone and maybe jot it down in my notes if I need to, and it might be a poem or a song.
That's your sketchbook.
Gotcha.
That's your sketchbook. So I swear to God, I have a studio right near my bedroom. I take my paintings in there in my bed, and I'll paint and fall asleep in with my painting because I want to finish it, but I'm too tired. But I don't want to stop. It's like the best goddamn addiction you can possibly ever have.
That's passion right there.
That's the best way I can describe it. It's better than anything you can possibly imagine. And
so would you go as far as traveling with it? Because I mean, it can hit you at any moment. So do you probably travel with like small canvas or something? Because you might get spark.
Sketchbook or an iPad. But it was more or less the way I see my art is this. When a divorce was going through and I was riding to New York, I had a show to do. And I'm on the train and I had my painting set up and I was sitting there and I see this couple. I'm like, God damn, I hate people. I hate couples because I'm going through my stuff, or I'm in my emotions right now. Yeah. So literally, I swear to God, I said, my art is my woman. She gives me money. She allows me to travel. She introduces me to people. She's the best relationship I ever had. So I said, all right, I'm an artist. Let me imagine what my woman will look like. And in my mind, she's a young Lisa Bonet. So it's not a sexual thing. It's just like it's that nurturing type of woman to say, you need to get up and work. You're upset. Why don't you go paint something? She will be, that's in my mind. Now, if I actually meet her, she could be a horrible person. But in my mind, this is what she is. So if she ever, I know she broke up with what's his name, Jason Momoa. Hey, I have nothing body wise on that guy, but I'm a decent person.
That's right. Put it out there in the universe. You never know what comes back.
Exactly.
That was a wonderful answer. I love that. That
was good. Dina asks. Dina says, "Would you teach art in the school system or on the collegiate?"
I did.
Okay.
When I first got out of high school, I taught it through the YMCA, and it was fun. It was so much fun. I pretty much played all day. It was the greatest job, but it didn't pay enough. But it was great. It was great. I enjoyed it so very much. And like now I know more stuff. I know 3D printing and things of that nature. So I would love to teach again. It just to set somebody on not having guidance at my age because my mom and dad didn't know what to do with my talents. And for me to sit here and not guide somebody else who might need that information will be horrible.
So why do you feel like I know you had said earlier, like, there's the gallery about nothing, but like that's it. Like, why do you feel like what I'm trying to be respectful to us, but this is the Coolie and the Gang show, and we usually just say it. What are we lacking as a people that have us bypass art and go to
unity?
Club.
That's it. 100%. I see it all the time, and it drives me nuts. There are artists out there that I know could Ernest Shaw could destroy me in any kind because I love his work that good. He's that good, but I'm not in competition with him. The only person I'm in competition with is the son of a bitch I was yesterday. I hate that guy. Every day I try to kick the shit out of that guy. I'm not in competition with anybody else. And when you stop thinking like, well, they're further along than me, I'm gonna hate on that person and start focusing on where you were yesterday and surpassing that person, the unity of I can help this person. There's a show opening right now, or I can send this email to this other lady. It's all this Black women gallery going on right now. They could be a part of that. I can't, but I can help somebody else out. Every day I try to help another artist out, regardless. even if they didn't help me. Because you might be feeding their kids, feeding somebody else, and helping them get along. And it's just that unity. I don't care if they're further along than me, or I was homeless. So where I'm at right now, I'm happy. Everything else is icing.
Exactly.
Do you with kind of in the same realm of what we're talking on, with there not really being a whole lot of safe places or places for our community to exhibit their art outside of the one you listed, is that something that one day you would like to be able to create yourself, having that space not only where your art is, but you can also share a space where others can come in, share theirs as well? Or is that just too much?
No, I would cry. I would cry because it would be overwhelming just to come in and see other artists working on things and doing that type of thing. Now, there's some great art galleries in DC, and they're not coming to me right now, but a friend of mine named Levi and his wife, Heather, has a gallery in Chinatown, and they're housing everything right there. They're maybe 3 doors down from where the Wizards play. Beautiful place, beautiful people, some of the best art you can see in the city. They're doing it. I would love that to happen in Baltimore. It needs to happen. I've seen kids here that have talent and nowhere to display it at, and it drives me nuts. Hopefully, when the city actually grants me my business license and my EIN number, I can do something here. But until that happened,
I was going to ask that, but I was like, I think he said that's his home, so I don't think he want to do it in his home. But I actually was going to ask that question because you said you had all this extra space.
The professor hasn't been inside, but literally, if I swing the camera around, there's a whole gallery right here in the front part. And when I say it's a gallery studio, there's parts of the house I don't go in. It's a huge place. I don't need all the space. So I would love to, sorry, I'm shaking the camera. I would love to have like a pop-up for somebody else who might have work and just bring them in here. But I can't sell anything because I don't want to get hit by the city for doing something illegal. So I'm waiting for that business license to come in.
That's dope.
Just for the record, so I did look at that house. That house is dope, yo. Listen, I wanted that house so bad. And then when I seen him move in, I said, well, I couldn't afford it right now anyway. So he's just holding it for me until I'm ready.
But look, I've been here only 5 months.
Yeah.
I think since the 5 months I moved in, the value of it went up $25,000.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
It feels like God is blowing on my dice for the last 5 months.
Brother, you earned it.
7. It doesn't make sense.
You work for that. That's what you work for. Like that's your blessings are supposed to come.
Right.
It took a long time.
And what they say, always in his time, not our time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was hard-headed.
And you had to go through some things so that when that blessing hit you,
appreciate it.
You would understand it. You would appreciate it so much more.
Mm-hmm.
I do. More so,
NJ Rich wanted to know: would you put your art in any restaurants? If so, he was like,
"Well, yes, Ida B's." For Ida B's clothes, my work was there. I was so happy because Ernest Shaw painting was right there, was near it. I was like, yes, I was so close. But it closed down. I was so upset. So yes, if you have a black store gallery, matter of fact, it's a vegan restaurant in Baltimore, not Land of Kush.
Rich, which one are you talking about?
Well, Green There's another vegan.
But I have 2 sculptures in one of those vegan stores. Anybody, I mean,
somebody got.
I gotta go. Who's that?
So 1 second. I'll take one off the wall and see.
Oh, wow.
So I do other things. It's like
my mama's vegan.
Is it my
No. Doda's Kitchen. Doda's Kitchen.
He'll let us know in a second.
Right.
I think it's called Doda's Kitchen. Refocus. No, Refocus is right down on the corner. I tried to get in there, but I think the owner has his own artwork up right now. But I did try there.
So once again, I'm stalking your page still. Is Black Savior still on your wall?
Go to the website.
Black Savior. Matter of fact, I called it Black Savior because that's my cousin that let me stay with me when I was homeless.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's my cousin Maya.
I keep coming back to this picture for some reason. Like I absolutely love this picture.
Matter of fact, I think she's upstairs. I think she is upstairs right now. Yeah.
Because we've been talking like more and more. Like I have, at the house we waiting for a house to get finished. So once we go in there, like I want art, like, and I don't know what my mother-in-law had, but she got the old ass pictures and shit. No. I don't want none of that.
I'm telling.
I want some. Like I don't want to see. I don't want to see all the kids when they was using all that art on the wall. So like we have really been talking about it a lot lately because people have been like, I'm a Jay-Z fan, and Jay-Z, if you really listen to him, he talks about art a lot. Yeah. And I would assume it would bring more Black of our people to it, and they would realize what they're hearing because it's an investment. It's too many times we put money into things that depreciate instead of appreciate. Mm-hmm. So like that's why I want to get into more things, and I just like the way it looks. Like I can just something I could just sit and look at, like damn.
Yeah, and watch it. He said, I bought some artwork for $1 million. 2 years later, that shit worth $2 million. I can't wait to give this shit to my children. I know what you're talking about. I would think like
we would gravitate more and more. Like, and now that I've met you. Like you're the first artist we've ever had on the show.
Wow, I'm honored.
Definitely. The professor finally earned his paycheck because we've been doing this show for years and his contributions have been minimal to say the least. Like I don't understand, but he wasn't my son. I would do something else, but family, what can you say? But he's definitely been in the art. Like he has some dope pieces on his wall. So I trust anything he says. And then when I saw your work, I definitely agree. So how can people get in touch with you? So not to paint the dog, but seriously like to support, check out your work and everything.
Well, reach out to me on Instagram. I would like to thank my son for setting up my Instagram. Instagram is the best way to get in contact with me, or you can email me through my website or email me at qrcky@gmail.com and just reach out, especially if you think, he might not say no, talk to me. I'm a real easy guy to talk with. I'm not a stuffy artist. I'm just happy to be doing what I'm doing. So if you have a thought, an idea, just reach out to me. I don't mind. And especially if you're a young person who's an artist that might need some guidance, please reach out.
And before I forget, I wanted to ask, are you down to do any collaboration with other artists?
Hell yes.
Okay.
It's just all right. I know Professor and my cousin Maya. Everybody sees me, but I'm pretty quiet. So unless you reach out and say, hey, I want to do something, talk to me. Especially if you got a show you want to do or a pop-up you want to do, I'll submit some things. I do it all the time. Hell, I even donate to people who are doing a good cause. So
why don't you show them the yams?
Well, because some people will ask me to donate, then I find out what they're actually doing with my artwork, and I don't approve of it. So,
well, is there anything that we didn't touch on that you want to let the people know, or you just want it just to be known?
Don't give up on your dreams. Stay focused. You will lose a lot of people who never believed in you, but your day ones will be there all the time. So keep pushing forward.
There you have it.
One more. And please go check his Instagram and his page. Like,
the best thing you can do for me, if you can't buy my art, share it.
There you go.
You never know who's exactly. That's been my bread and butter, because you might not purchase something, but you know an art gallery who will. Or maybe they might not know of me. Send it to somebody else. Like, hey, I came across this art. I think you should have them in your gallery. That would help out a lot.
And you see his information is right there at the bottom of the screen scrolling by. That is his IG. That is his website. So yes, you are allowed to go lead the show real quick, follow him, and come right the hell back. Don't stay gone too long. You gotta come right back because we're gonna keep going.
I'm putting a few of these on our housewarming list, y'all. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, real quick question, because Dina asked, have you ever collaborated with therapists for art therapy?
No, I never even thought about that.
She's a
I
therapist.
would.
She's a therapist.
Hit me up. Send me the information.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of I think her name is Rita. I think she's local as well. She's an artist.
I know Professor. I know Maya. Again, I will go out and say, hey, another thing, I'm a lot older than I look. My memory is horrible. Horrible. You gotta, if you show me your art, I'll know your art. If you show me a picture and say, this is me, I'll remember you instantly. Like if Ernest Shaw walked past me on the street, I wouldn't recognize him, but I know his work. That gave me an emotional response. So if you show me her work, I know that person. I know what they do. Yes, I understand that. But faces, I'm horrible.
Wow. Yeah, because that's the only other Black artist that I know locally. Well, I don't personally know her, but so I've been following her on Instagram. Now I got you. I can start putting some pieces together. So
yeah, but Kim, I've only been to Baltimore 5 months. That's it.
Wow. Okay.
Well, hopefully this won't be the last time you come on this show.
Most definitely.
We got it. And even, tomorrow one of them paintings could go for a Billy. Just don't forget about us. You got to come back on and tell us about it. Just tell me if you rolled around in it like Scrooge McDuck. Like,
dude, I'm going to dive in it all day. I might strip for myself.
Well, we appreciate it. One our new friend to the show, artist, Hampton Roads, by way of Hampton Roads, now in Baltimore City, Corki. Thank you very much, sir, for joining the
I love you guys. Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Dope work, bro. Dope work.
Thank you.
Look at us. We are elevating. Like we are just,
Hey, before they skyrocket, I'm gonna need you to get me one of these pictures, okay?
They talking about 6,000 and 9,000. Shit, they done already skyrocketed.
Listen, right now, I look like I can afford something right now, okay? Mind your business. Don't give me no ideas in the next 3-4 months, Mac. Okay.
So we are back, ready to get back.
The gang is here.
Yeah, we got a full lineup. Big G crept in the back door. He didn't have to wait long. I let him right in. G is in the building, Mac is in the building, the professor's in the building, Linnea's in the building, Mayberry's in the building, Glam Chant's in the building, and our special guest co-host Poochie's in the building. God damn.
We starting to really look like the Brady Bunch now.
Yeah, we are. So
I know. I keep looking at this.
It's one of them nights. Everybody's here. So we're gonna get into some more stuff. Like I said, it's a bunch of us, so let's try not to step over each other, and I'm gonna make sure everybody gets to get their thoughts off. I saw what is Will Smith's oldest son name? That's Jaden, right?
No, not the oldest.
No, not his oldest, but his middle son.
Yeah.
He made some comments, and I believe we all are either parents or godparents here. We deal with children, but he has said something that was very interesting to me in an interview, and I just want to hear you all. I'm clicking the wrong screen. Just want to hear your thoughts on it.
I am very happy that I spent my childhood with more adults than I did with kids my own age, because I was picking up more things from adults than I were from kids my own age. Mm-hmm. And I look and I go around sometimes and I hang out with other people that are my age, and they're just kind of selfie. I'm just like, dude, like, oh my God, like, can we talk about like the political and economic state of the world right now? Can we talk about what's going on with the environment? Can we talk about other things?
So I saw that
twofold,
and exactly, like, so I thought, okay, that's pretty cool, but you gotta have. I think it always comes back around at a certain point in life when you miss out on certain aspects of being able to kind of just be.
Yeah.
You gotta have balance.
Like, I really think like, and, I mean, and it's nothing against, like, I mean, it just is what it is. Like, I think I hung out around a lot of my older cousins. So some of, as I was getting old, like some of my mindset were a little different, but I still had held on to my childhood. I still was a kid. So I'd like to hear you all's opinion on if you have one on that.
I have one. For being the child that never got to really have a childhood. I grew up very early. It was a lot of adult things going on around me, and my mom had, addiction issues, but like made me her best friend. And I was the youngest, and I saw so much. And as I grew older, I wasn't able to resonate with the kids my age. Like I would walk up to somebody and slap them and then get mad because they didn't want to be friendly with me. And I didn't realize that my actions were not friendly to them. And then when I grew older, I didn't even realize that it had affected me until I started therapy. And I just thought, because I was surviving, I thought it was normal for some kids to not be able to be children and had to be domesticated and watch out for their parents and look out for other people. I thought that was normal, but that's not really normal. Jaden sounds like his life has been very rich, but very sad too.
They always
That's
say
sad.
money doesn't always, doesn't make, like, you would think like, shit, all that money, he had bouncy houses and like the toy on Richard Pryor. I compare all rich kids' lives to the toy, Richard Pryor, the toy, like Master Bates and shit. Just the Wonder Wheel and shit, and just, going to the toy store and shutting it down and picking up whatever you want. Like,
right.
I don't know. G, what you think? Unmute yourself, buddy.
All right, so first of all, I didn't realize my shit was muted. Let's talk about how the professor just disappeared when his guest left. The professor disappeared. Okay, so I had to bring that up. Secondly, I was here at 7:25. 7:20, I was in the back, and then he put me in at like 7:40. And then it was like 7:45. Then he unmuted my shit, and then he muted my shit back at 8:00. I just want to point that out before, you know what I mean? I thought that was kind of fucked up.
Now answer the question.
All right, so my answer to the question is, it's sad. It's really, really sad. And as a parent, to hear him say that, it really makes you question his parents. It's the fact that he did not have a childhood, or that he could say that he would rather play with, or he would rather conversate with older people and not the kids, is kind of fucked up. And I remember for me and my parents, a kid stays in a kid's place. If your mother was talking to her girlfriend and you step in the middle of, you was getting your ass slapped the shit out of. So I'm a firm believer in a kid should stay in a kid's place. It's like I said, it's just fucked up, and it really makes you question his parents. But we already know what kind of parents he have. They end up open relationships and keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth, shit like that. So it's sad. I mean, it's nothing you can. I mean, it is what it is at this point. But the fucked up thing, the even more fucked up thing is when he decides to have kids. What's his relationship gonna be with his kids, and how are his kids gonna be raised, and how are his kids gonna be brought up? So I don't want my kids playing with none of their kids. Fuck them.
I guess the question would be like, okay, so does he believe that a child should be able to be a child, or
he doesn't know? He doesn't know because he didn't get to play marbles and shit in the middle of the floor. He didn't get to do that type of shit. They was doing bills and taxes and shit. He was 2 years old doing taxes. He was worried about the political shit. Like, When I was 6 years old, I could give a fuck who the president was.
True that. You ain't lying.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking like, okay, I can see it from both aspects. Like, yeah, it's sad, it's terrible, because I think we all have to go through that phase of being allowed to be a child, to understand what it means to be carefree, have fun, don't know responsibilities. However, depending on what age he's referring to when he speaks of, because I don't even know what age group he's referring to at this time. You know, is it little ones? Is it early teens? Is it late teens? Like, where were you in this point of life? It's nothing wrong with being able to be in a place where you also understand what's going on in the world around you. However, I wouldn't want that to be the whole basis and premises of my child's life, where they don't understand where that. Right. So
yeah. You have to have a childhood, you know, because it'll mess you up. You lose something by not having a childhood, and then when you get older, you start wanting to build amusement parks in your backyard and have little boys sleep over all the time. And shit.
Bruh.
Really? That's what we doing.
I mean, you lose something when you lose your childhood, and then when you get older.
Thank you.
Ain't never late. No names.
Yeah, I'm just glad it was Mac that got the sound before me.
No, but really, you need something.
What you think, May?
I think that his response is pretty much based off of his exposure. When you're growing up, and you see this a lot with children that are in the limelight or their parents are in the limelight, I don't think that he really had an opportunity to grow up with children. Let's say that they had a nanny in the house, and it was really just kind of like him and his sister. Kids miss out on that social interaction, just like kids are missing out on that social interaction now with COVID. You know, like a lot of kids are being deprived of that right now today with the pandemic. So when that's all you've been exposed to and that's all you know, I would expect him when he gets to a certain age of 12 and 13, and he's just like, I'm bored, because he's been exposed to a lot of stuff, probably with his parents, the lifestyle, and not having that children, you know, the kid interaction.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I'm looking at it. I can understand his perspective, but then to G's point, it kind of makes you take a step back and say, what were the parents doing that the kid missed out on that? Like, where were those gaps? And I feel like the gaps was, okay, they weren't necessarily present. I mean, you had Jada Pinkett and Will. You know, they booked and busy. So, you know, they more than likely had a nanny, which means they probably didn't get out as much. A lot of their stuff was like tight knit, close, and they missed that. So I would expect him, based off of his childhood, I'm not surprised by that statement. It doesn't shock me at all, because I think that's the norm in that world. It is.
So Willow was like, Jaden, let's go swimming. And he was like, nah, I'm going to have coffee with Miss Grayson and shit.
Miss Grayson.
He probably believed that he was emancipated too.
But I think he found interest. But he found interest in that. If the conversation with the adults is of a certain, I mean, we all ear hustled on some adult conversation before.
I still do.
Yeah, and if you put your ear to the street, you like, that's a little bit more interesting than me sitting over here and coloring on this coloring book. Because I didn't know mommy was over here with August Alsina doing the Thug Fizzle. I want to hear that. I don't want to go out here and play with these little kids. I want to hear mommy clapping them cheeks. I want to
what is an erection?
What is an entanglement? Like,
exactly.
I'm worried about playing and coloring in my coloring book. I want to know, what's an entanglement? Is it tangles like the curls in my hair? What kind of tangle is this?
Linnea, so what you think?
I'm just going to say this because I grew up with kids that, you know, they were adults way before they were ever kids. So then what you see is like an influx of old heads in the club. If you think about it, they're trying to now in their 20s, 30s, 40s, they're trying to relive their youth. And it's like, no, where were you at this age? No, you was with adults. So now you're trying to backpedal back. And I think that's what's going to happen to Jaden sooner or later. He's going to end up thinking, because when he be reminiscing like about cartoons, he's going to be like, I ain't watching no cartoons. I don't know nothing about no Paw Patrol. I don't know nothing about.
Yeah.
That's why he was saying something about them amusement parks.
Yeah.
You know, okay, like Michael Jackson back in the day, never Land.
The disclaimer.
Jackson
put the name up.
I was thinking it. We all want to go to Never Land. He had a carousel.
See, I didn't say no names, but I get it.
Y'all know we like to show love. So shout out to the Cash It the podcast. Shout them out. We appreciate the love and support. They said when a child is forced to grow up too quickly, they tend to become stagnant. They don't relate. They don't relate to people their age because they're too mature, and they don't relate to adults because they're children. It's definitely a tough place to be. Can you imagine? Like it's you in the middle of two words and don't feel comfortable in either one.
I remember at one point when he was younger, he was stating that when he became 18, he was gonna cut his penis off.
Yeah.
What?
That's the type of
Yeah,
shit
I remember that. I remember that.
That's the type of shit that happened to you when you can't be a child and you can't be with adults. You stuck in your own little world and your mind just races on crazy shit like that.
I think we should move on.
I mean,
on that note, you got a transition.
I think Jaden has done a really good job of like trying to his own identity, because
definitely.
He's gotten like a lot of backlash on social media, you know, with him putting the dresses on. They was confused about that, even though he took a female to prom. Then he said that Tyler, the creator, was his boyfriend.
And almost got his ass whipped.
Because we know Tyler, the creator, is gay. So it kind of, and then he has openly spoken against his mother's parenting on like table talk. And I think that shows that he has a lot of integrity and wisdom, even though he didn't get to experience the natural childhood that everybody would have wanted. I would have wanted to go and be on that spinny thing that you just keep turning and turning until I vomited, but that unfortunately wasn't everybody's childhood.
All right. That's my transition. Speaking of spinning and spinning until you vomit.
There's no way he has a time to this.
Right. And you see me looking like, what are you about to go into?
How much did they drink?
Oh shit.
4 to 5 sips. A Dixie cup full of not juice or water, a mixed tequila drink served to 5 and 6-year-olds. How did she feel?
She's still like a little woozy. She's a little dizzy when we went in there with the principals. We asked her, was she okay? How did she feel? She said a little dizzy.
These parents puzzled, understandable. Their daughters given Jose Cuervo margaritas they thought was juice by a fellow kindergartner Thursday at Grand River Academy in Livonia at snack time.
She said the girl poured it in her cup and she drank it, and then the girl ended up telling her what it was. So she went to the teacher and told the teacher that is liquor in this cup, and the teacher gave her like a funny face.
It turned out to be a single-serve pre-mixed drink like this. The little girl brought it to school in her backpack.
I had a small conversation with my daughter about it, not nothing big, and she told me that the girl knew that it was liquor.
How much did...
Now look, I'm gonna just say this. Atlanta, it's not looking good for y'all right now. Your governor then said everybody can carry a pistol. So ain't nothing but pistols in Georgia now.
Kindergarten. I'm trying to think.
Livonia, I know Livonia's in Georgia. So now the kindergarten is bringing margaritas. It ain't even Tuesday. G wasn't even no tacos with these motherfuckers. It wasn't Tuesday, nothing. It was like a Thursday, and she done bought the little baby margarita. First of all, your consciousness, and so consciously the child knew that it was wrong.
Here's some juice.
I mean, like
juice.
Yours tastes funny.
Look, I'll let y'all take it from here. I just
can I speak on that?
Uh-oh.
What you say, Poochie? Go for it.
Can I speak on that? Okay,
go ahead.
My family on both sides were drinkers. heavy drinkers. So what you would essentially have is back in the day before the family split up as the elders died out, they would have these parties, these family parties, like that wouldn't start off as parties, but if more than 5 family members visit the same household, normally it's gonna turn into a good time.
Most definitely.
And they would have the kids and like us, go get me this drink or mix up this drink. Okay, well, what I'm getting for it? You can take a sip or make yourself one on the way back. So I actually, at a young age, was drinking, and I used to be fucked up, but it was never like the kind of drink as you get older and you know what a hangover is. It was just sleep a little late, like depending on what side it was on. Because if my father's fathers had it, everything was infused before infused was widely known. But
But
you
you didn't
needed
take
to make
nothing to
sure you
school,
knew
though.
what it was infused with. Because you had a little bit of something for everybody. Some people like Coke, some people like alcohol, some people just like to eat food, some people like weed. So they like really were like catering to everybody's preference,
Salad.
their
Mm-hmm.
substance abuse preference. I have the kids in it. So when I was like buying like Grey Goose when it was in the box at the age of 16 with like no fear. Like it was normal. No card, no nothing. I'm just walking in because y'all it's a familiar face. And then it turned me into an alcoholic when I was 19. Like I couldn't do I used to have it when we would be doing PT on the field. I used to have, and it was so disgusting. My canteen used to have Seagram's gin inside. And they be like, drink water. And I'm like chasing it because I gotta chase it. They like drink water. I was drinking alcohol. Like I didn't even want food anymore. I wanted alcohol and I would spend my whole check on alcohol. And I didn't even realize that I was an alcoholic.
So did you ever take anything
And
to
then
school? Huh, Poochie?
no, what I did take knives to school.
God damn, Poochie, we gonna have a
Yeah,
we
I
gonna
took
have a talk.
knives. I'm still in love with knives. Like my grandfather got me a golden machete one time, and I took that to school. They sent my ass right home. I know I would have, in if I was born up in the times that we used to, they would have labeled me as a terrorist, a domestic terrorist, because the other stuff that I was bringing in. Like I had, even in school, I had a flask filled with mouthwash because I know you could drink
Mouthwash and there's
mouthwash and
alcohol in it. Got
10%
alcohol in it.
alcohol in it. Yeah, it got alcohol in it. Nobody knew.
No.
So is the
Nobody, and then they never spoke on it.
like what do you do after this? Your child, like you get called to the principal's office because your child has been drinking during recess. 5 years old. I mean, of
We
course
didn't
they
have a
didn't
house
know.
phone.
You get a what?
We didn't have a house phone. We didn't have a house phone, and I lived directly across the street from the school. So depending on what administrator was in the building, they would walk my ass home.
Damn.
And my mother would be so fucked up that it didn't. She like, did she fight again? And they're like, no. Well, it's for something else. She stabbed somebody. She bought a knife to school and was showing people. And she's like, okay, well, what are you here for? She's home now. Never got in trouble. Never. My mother was the queen of enabling.
So was it? So what do y'all?
Everything negative I did, she praised. So I thought that bad behavior was a way to get,
What you wanted?
to where you need to be in life, because that was what she prayed. That
So
was not the way.
So Linnea, your son? How old is your son?
My son is 7, and he knows better. But that all that just goes to show is the kids are watching.
Yeah.
That's all that is. Because I knew about Moon Farm and Mad Dog 2020, but I knew better not to bring that message. I would watch my parents. Now I ain't gonna lie. When it was New Year's and Happy New Year's, me and my sister would put a little swig of the little wine, and that was it. And we was off to bed. That was it.
I never had nothing more than beer. Like I don't think I ever got at the cookout. Your grandfather, great grandma, like, come here, boy, you want a little sip of this beer? Like that, I never. They never pulled me up to be like anything deeper than that.
So when I was 6 years old, my mother's from the country, so I remember being like 6 years old to the point where, like, if me and my grandfather was feeding the chickens, he would open a beer and he would let me sip it, and then he would sip it, then I would sip it, then he would sip it. To the point where, like, that year, I probably was a little older. I was drinking more beer than he was, and we would take a shot of Seagram's gin, and I was about 6. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand that, as kids, we probably do. I remember my son was probably 4 years old. He drank a whole Heineken. I drink green bottles, and my mother drinks Sprite. So my son thought it was a Sprite. I'll go in there. He's got the bottle turned up to drink the whole fucking Heineken.
Mm-hmm.
I remember having the Heineken. I had to take it out of the bottle and put it in the cup. And he thought it was apple juice. I go in there, he's drinking the fucking cup like it's apple juice. I come back and my beer gone. So it was like, damn, I got to buy a 12-pack instead of a 6-pack. but for this, the embarrassment would be my problem. But that mother, she wasn't even embarrassed. She didn't really care. It was something like
those were the victim moms.
I thought the lady in the red, it was her daughter. But either way, you can't. I don't know. It's scary. You know what I mean? You get to thinking, like, what kind of parent? It all goes back to the parent. What's the parent doing? How did the parent get it? I mean, how did the little girl get it? And you're not watching your kids. So, like, in the morning, I make sure that what my kid takes to school, I regulate that. I gotta, he used to take a toy when he was small. He would take a toy, then he would try to hide it in his book bag, then he tried to hide it in his pocket. Like, you can't take no fucking toy to school. If I'm not gonna let you take no toy to school, I ain't let you take a bottle of Seagram's gin with you to school.
Baby bottle.
So, you just gotta regulate your kids. And like I said again, it kind of makes you question the parent. Like, I mean, that's crazy.
That's kind of twofold because, I mean, okay, if I have my drinks in the refrigerator, no, I'm not expecting my child to be smuggling that shit out of the house. You know what I mean? Was I checking Chase and Aiden's book bag
But that's what I'm saying. So your kid. You know what I'm saying? Your kid. Some people don't really know their kid. Like, I know my kid is not gotta do no shit like that, and he knows not to do no shit like that.
You really know that, though. That's the
yes,
thing.
I do. No, I do. I do know.
Like,
You know what I'm saying? Like I said,
my kids wouldn't do it either, but you know what I mean?
No, not my 5.
I was stealing my father's Jack Daniels like I was. And
how old were you though? We're talking about 5 years old. I like to think at 5 years old, you kind of know your kid. Now, don't get it twisted. Around 12 and 13, I don't know what the little motherfucker gonna do. But at 5 and 6, I know he's not gonna take this goddamn bottle of Jack Daniels to school. And I just want to say shout out to the little girl for not being selfish. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got grown friends that won't share their bottle. So, shout out to the little 5th grade class of what is it, Lastonia Elementary? Yeah. Shout out to Shorty for not being selfish and sharing. It's shot o'clock, baby. Shot o'clock.
Wow.
Well, I got anybody want to drop anything before I kind of go to the main meat and potatoes of the night that probably is gonna get us put off the air?
No, we need something on our stomach.
And I've been battling with myself about, do I show this picture? Do I not? Because it's children, but I'm like, it's on the internet. Everybody's seen it already.
You already know.
So
shit. Put the disclaimer up.
Yeah, like, so I was really battling. That's what I was battling with at first. Like, do I even show what we talking about, or should I just describe it?
What did the community?
No, you gotta show that shit now.
Describe it. No. Describe it first and then show it. Describe it, because I want to hear you describe the shit.
All right, so you know we
Like
always
Pictionary.
we try to be. I try to be. I'm not even gonna speak for y'all. I'm not speaking for y'all. I'm gonna speak for my fucking self. I try to be, you know, I guess as the patriarch of and I guess the guider of the show, I try to guide us the right way before we go down the dark road. Dwayne Wade's.
Oh yeah, fuck that. Show the picture. You ain't gotta describe it. Show the motherfucking picture, baby. Show the picture, baby.
Child,
Fuck that. Show the motherfucking picture, baby. Show the picture. I need to see the picture, baby. Show the picture. Yo, show the picture. Show you. The only thing that was missing, the only thing that was missing, if the white boy had to cut this butt, if the white boy had to cut this butt while he was kissing him, I'd have lost it.
That's a her.
There it is. There it is.
That's a her.
That's a boy. That's a boy.
No, I don't have. I thought the picture was.
No.
That's a girl.
Where the kissing one? Mike.
My bad.
You gotta show,
no,
you gotta show the one.
It was taken down. It was in here. It's been taken down.
You gotta see the one they kissing.
It's off. It's not on the internet no more. They took it down.
They did take it down.
They took it
The
down.
only thing was missing, if he was cupping his butt while he was kissing him, I'd have lost it.
Okay, wait a minute. Y'all keep saying that's a girl. The Caucasian child is a girl.
Yeah. So in this picture, picture, let me tell you what y'all see in this picture, which brings me to the point of the complexity of this situation. You have Zaya, who is a young man that prefers to be female, and then you have her partner, who is actually a girl.
It's a girl.
Prefers to be a boy. So you really have a heterosexual relationship here.
Right? Absolutely.
It's a reversal of roles. That's the confusing part about it. Where a lot of posts I saw, like it's very
okay.
Then my question is kind of like, I don't know. Like I don't even know how to. I'm trying to do this right. I am. I'm trying to do this right. Now let's just start with one thing I saw. What's that dude? The dude. What's his name? He's from Baltimore, and he just dyed his hair. I think I saved his video. The gay guy. He be always doing videos.
Darren Fleet.
Yeah.
Darian.
Yeah.
Oh, Darian. Oh.
So Darian had a good video, and I felt his, he had the right to speak on it. He's from the community, but his point was, hey, he don't give a hell about what you want to be. His thing was, why is your 14-year-old on the internet kissing? Basic, like so let's start there. Let's start with children. Like let's start there with the 14-year-old. So I felt I had a problem with that, especially like because first of all, my daughter's not going to be on the internet at 14, lip locking with nobody. Number one. I think as parents, I think as parents in 2022, we've found ourselves doing things that we really didn't really want to do. Like, what age do you get your child a phone? Well, if there ain't no pay phones enough no more, so you kind of got to concede. All right, they got to get it a little earlier than you wanted to.
Yeah.
Tell them to read a book. Well, everything's on the iPad. So in between reading, now I'm on YouTube. So in this age, we're kind of put in a position to kind of maybe flex or bend and do things before we wanted to, or maybe we don't want to. But that you ain't kissing shit over here, Jack.
Who took the picture? Who took the picture?
Probably Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, his father took the picture. All right, so this was my thing.
I mean, it's like, as a parent, the Zaya is still what I would consider a preteen. Like, okay, if mommy and daddy barely kiss, why the hell would I want to see you kissing? Like, it's like kids are over sexualized. Like, that's not something that, I mean, it's natural, but it's not. Can we do an air kiss, or can we like do high fives or something like that? Like, I would rather this than for it to actually be physical, no matter what the sexual preference is. Because I don't know if it's that we're having trouble because we know the sexual preference of the child already, or if it's just really not normal. Like, that's why I don't watch porn, because some people can look older than they really are, and it's a lot of trafficking of children. I don't want to be getting horny and having orgasms to somebody that's potentially a child. No, I don't want to see that.
So what you
I
say?
don't even like men who like porn. It's weird. Like that's the only weird part about sex. I don't care how many pornos you create in the bedroom behind closed doors, but I think it's really weird to watch it because the
What you say,
stakes
G?
are really high.
So my thing wasn't even in the kissing part of it. The thing that had me fucked up was just like it's got you fucked up. Now
Yeah.
you trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. So as a
Yeah.
kid, to have kids now confused, like we're confused, like you're a boy, you want to be a girl, you're a girl, you want to be a boy, y'all kissing, y'all black, you're white, this that. It's just so much going on that it's just confusing. And now you get to the point where, again, as a parent, I gotta raise my kid. I gotta show my kid. I gotta tell my kid, well, that's a boy. He wants to be a girl. This is a boy that wants to be a girl, and a girl that wants. I don't want this conversation. I don't want to do this. My son is a boy. You get with a girl. Boys and boys don't go together in my household. Girls and girls only go together if you're over 21. I just feel like I just feel like
It's a real thing. It's really a real thing.
yeah. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to have a conversation with my kid seeing this. And like you say, he's only 14 or 13 or whatever it is. I think he might be like 13 now, but you know, my kid.
Middle school.
Yeah, so he about 13, maybe 14. But that's what I'm saying. As a parent, I don't want to have that conversation. I don't want to have to do that. So as an adult, I'm confused already, just like everybody else was confused when they saw the picture. My kids are gonna be confused, and the kids are just confused all the way around. What you do in your household is your household. What I do in mine is mine.
Yeah.
See, my thing ain't the age thing. My thing ain't the age thing, because I mean, you look back. At 14, we was out there full contact. You know what I mean?
But it wasn't on the internet.
Not everybody.
We didn't embarrass like first of all, if our parents caught us, we'd have been in trouble. But like this is just like, hey, look at me, wild world.
Right.
Yeah, and he's in the company of her parents. So it's like
everybody was there.
What else? I mean, y'all might as well just invite them in a room and say the condoms are on the bed or whoever got the sex change or whatever. It's just like I think that kids. I don't like for them to grow up too fast sexually because
it's hard now, though. Like these in 2022,
yeah, it can make them turn into predators, and it's like even the situation with Royce Reed and her son. You know, he technically should not have been around any children, but she thought that the exception would be her boyfriend's child, which is normal because to be in a relationship with someone, you have to eventually date their kids. Now, did she think that her son was gonna make the child perform sexual acts when he was upset? No. Because if she did, I'm pretty sure she would have said, y'all, you gotta get your child. Your son gotta get the hell up out of here. This is Michael Myers territory. I don't even know what the fuck this is. But it's kind of like sometimes you don't know what your child is capable of, even backtracking to the liquor. Like sometimes the kids will hear people talking and it'll make them do something. Oh, I know what that is because I saw that before. So let me make a friend. Are they real friends or is she just trying to be friendly? Like, is Zaya in a relationship with this person or is she just embracing somebody else of the LGBTQ community? Like, we don't know.
That is definitely, they are definitely in a.
It looks sexual to me.
Let's just say they are in a relationship, which is fine. Like, I guess, I don't know, whatever, as a parent, whatever age you are comfortable with your child saying, hey, this is my boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever.
Dating period.
That's your preference. 14, you got to be in ninth grade. That's ninth grade, right?
8th and 9th.
That's 8th to 9th grade. So I'm my son, I'm cool with that. Chase, I mean, maybe when she's 36, 38, we can start talking about it.
Capacity belt.
I'm sexist. I'm not even gonna lie. I am like my daughter. Like my daughter.
Okay.
I know that's in my mind. I know it's not going to be true, but in my mind, I like to think like, look, don't even look at my daughter. Like, but as a father, we all know like our child is going to meet somebody, but at 14, you're not kissing on the internet. And I think that's what people don't realize about it. Like that shit is forever. Like that post may have come down off of her page, but somebody still got that shit.
That shit is in the archives already.
Yeah, and then like you said, who took the picture? Like, so for the parents to kind of be like, yeah, go ahead and give them a little like,
that's wrong. That's wrong.
Gabrielle Union for her cuckoo self.
I think that she does have a heavy influence on him being so open with the transition, because she really like every time you see Zaya is like doing the runway poses with like Gabrielle Union, but I've yet to see Zaya do that with the mother. And I think that he has custody of the kids that he has with Zaya's mother. And to me, it's a little weird, because even if back in the day we knew somebody in the family was gay, it was something rare unless you really walked in on them having sex. It was not something that was, let's do this PDA for attention or anything like that. It was like, okay, it was a normal relationship. Are we normal people? Probably not. But who the fuck is normal? Everybody is a sinner in some type of way.
Excuse you, not me.
It's more publicized now.
So and see like I said, like you said, what you want to do, what you want to be is fine. Like I just really got confused because like when somebody said, "Oh no, that's actually a female that is transitioning."
Yeah, so
I'm like, well, this is
really
just
a sexual preference.
Yeah, this is just really a heterosexual relationship.
Yeah, the person really does not identify with who they were born as.
Like Caitlyn Jenner.
Not that I'm gay. I'm gay. I like the same thing.
Non-binary.
Don't feel like
what they
who I was born as. Like this is one of those when when people say that they don't understand it. This is a prime example of just that. Like it's not a gay couple because they like the opposite sex. They just genuinely are not comfortable or can relate to who they were born as. They feel
and I got that. I can dig it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't bother me. It's more so having to explain this shit to somebody else that's a kid. Like, I gotta explain this shit. Like you making my shit hard. Like, don't make my shit hard.
Wait, what?
That's true.
You gotta say pause.
Pause. Oh, well, okay. I see. Here we go with this bullshit. All right. Well, don't make my parenting for me any harder than it already is. All right.
My parenting difficult.
God damn, y'all nasty motherfuckers.
They don't like we used to hear the birds and the bees when we were younger. But my daughter has yet to ask me about the birds and the bees. And
we already know, sis. She ain't gotta ask.
Yeah, she already knows because she already knows something, right? Exactly. Because these kids, they airdrop things all the time, and unfortunately, I'm not clicking on no link if a suspicious number come through my phone, but the kids will. They be filling out surveys if the website looks right. But I think what it's forcing us to do is bring up the openness of sexuality too soon to our children. Because when we were younger, 16 was a good age to say, all right, you know what you like. Mm-hmm. But now these kids, you have them age 3 saying, I like what I like. They're 6. Like what? Like I've even seen 2-year-olds say, I'm a little boy and they're a little girl. Like, hold the fuck up. Like, where did I go wrong? But it's not a where did you go wrong. You can't blame the parent because that is what the child prefers, and all you can do is love them.
But does the
child? I'm not even mad that they do embrace Naya.
Poochie. Does the child really know? Like, does the child really know that?
I would say, as a grown woman, I used to think I was in love with 18 different people, and now that I'm an adult, I realize No, it was only one person that I was in love with at that time. But I thought I was. And sometimes you can convince yourself that you feel a type of way towards something or a group or anything, and really you don't. You have doubts in the back of your mind because we're human. We're meant to doubt the decisions that we make. But I do think that Zaya has had 10 times more the support that EJ would have had he come out at Zaya's age with Magic Johnson. I really do.
EJ is a flaming Tostito. My boy EJ.
Yeah, and EJ, nobody never says anything negative about EJ.
Nope.
But
First
they
of all,
say a lot of things negative.
I don't know about that. I think EJ was probably the butt of some jokes 10, 15, 20, 15 years ago. Huh?
Before the internet got popping, like before Instagram.
What was that?
Y'all out here looking like Tamar Braxton now.
The internet. You even do that.
So I will say EJ might be the forefather, or he might be the pioneer. He might be the pioneer for every basketball player's transgender child, maybe, I guess. I can't say that. I can't play it one way or the other. The internet was probably harsher than what it is now. It might be a little more acceptable. So yeah, EJ's definitely the pioneer. He led the way for a lot of shit to slide through today.
Wait, before I feel like I found out about EJ as much as I did when EJ was kind of on the
adult side.
Yeah.
It
wasn't a 13, 14-year, 15-year-old out here doing what he's doing in the world. It was EJ was older, and at that point could kind of in a sense make his own decisions.
But that's the thing that gets me when, like, I just feel like that she whatever is too young for them to allow this kid to want to allow him to do all the things that he is doing runway shows, wearing different type of female things, having nails on. I saw an interview where Zaya was actually speaking to Michelle Obama, and like, yo was fully decked out, makeup and nails, and I'm like,
being commended for stepping out at her young age.
But that it's like, okay, so what if 10 years from now you'll start thinking differently and be like, you know what? This ain't even really me. I don't even know why I wanted to be here. Now,
all that other shit is there.
Yeah, it's already done at that point. You know, I mean, I know people to this day that was supposed to have been gay in high school, and all of a sudden now they ain't gay no more. Like,
well, I feel like if he touched a dick, then it's not coming back from that.
So we're going to go ahead and go to the next subject. Poochie, go ahead and get it in. Then we're going to go to another subject because we're going to get put off the air.
I will say, I think the difference between EJ and Zaya, I think Cookie and Magic parent 10 times better than Dwayne and Gabrielle. I think Dwayne and Gabrielle have taken on the roles of what a lot of children don't need, and that's friends. Because they seem very, very friendly with Zaya. Like, it's nothing wrong with your child being able to know that they can come to you to talk to you about anything, at any time. They can wake you up out of sleep. But it's like, as parents, we have to create certain boundaries, and we have to cut off access to some things that we know may hinder their future. I don't think Zaya will continue on this lifestyle for too much longer once the independence age has reached, because once you're able to do what you want, it's different than you having to rebel a little bit and get extra attention versus EJ. I'm pretty sure Cookie and Magic already knew.
First of all, his mama name was Cookie, and any cookie you know ain't taking no shit.
Yeah. All cookies beat ass.
No, I'm I can't read it. So we got 10 minutes left. So I want to, there's a real MVP out in this world, and we need to celebrate this brother.
Let me read it.
He's an amazing guy. Why you got to read?
Because it's from a girl.
Okay, so you would say that and make me think it's more than one page too.
Damn.
I think.
Right.
Hold up, let me just check real quick. Oh no, it was just the one post.
All right. Now where's the post go? Who the hell is that nigga? Oh, there it is. All right, y'all.
Okay.
This girl, my baby daddy, was texting, y'all. Why she called me and said, I've been paying your rent, thinking he had his own place until I found you on Facebook? She all these laughing out loud. He done lied and told this girl she fitting to move with him. He getting everything together. Y'all, why she done paid the renter for 3 months? Mind you, this is my house. Then she asking for her money back. How? You done lost your mind. That's my money for pain and suffering. This man done out and did himself. This man done out and did himself, y'all.
Now, first of all, he's the MVP.
So wait a minute. So wait a minute.
She shouldn't even be mad at him. She really should be thanking him.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Question.
What? Wait a minute. What?
She should be sucking his dick from the back.
No. Wait a minute. I need to know.
He just paid the mortgage for 3 months.
Did she pay the mortgage for 3 months, or did she give him 3 months worth of mortgage? But I ain't seen the money. That's what I need to know.
She said it's paid. You saw what she said. She said
done paid the rent up.
Right.
She paid it. That means she gave it to him. But did that nigga pay my mortgage?
Why would she tell her?
He only gave his half. He only gave his half to the girl. He kept the other half to himself. With some Jordans.
She might have paid for 6. She might have paid for 6 months. I gave you 3. I keep 3.
So
and
basically,
I get here for life.
So basically, homeboy ran the game on chick. Basically, that's what he did. He ran game saying, gave her a sad story, and probably pacified. Said, "Yeah, you can move in once you give me 3 months worth of rent, mortgage, whatever."
See, Lene, I think you underselling. This isn't game. This is art. We just had an artist on here. We know what art is now. This is art. Like,
who's the MVP though, Mike?
That's what he is.
The dude.
Oh, the dude is.
Yeah, you getting your mortgage paid by somebody else. You was keeping your mortgage until she found out about this shit. But
she can't be mad. She can't be mad at me now. Like I was just out here doing this for us.
So he done finesse somebody else out of 3 months mortgage, and he's the MVP.
Yes, he is. G.
Nah.
Who gonna pay the
Mike.
remaining 35 years?
Who what?
Who gonna pay the remaining 35 years? Or however long the loan
I can't
is.
worry about the rest of that right now. I did
No,
my
you
3
got
months.
to, that's a realistic thing.
That's what he did. He finessed.
He definitely did finesse. I mean, like, but you can't be
like we gonna move in together.
But I'm mad you calling me, asking me for her money back.
Yeah,
Bitch,
she definitely
you
wanted
like
money
to call me.
You can ask him.
definitely want her money back.
Yeah.
no, I bet he telling the girl he lived with, like, no, you can't.
No
You like, you
refund.
gonna leave me now? Who gonna pay the rent now? You want to kick me out the house because I had this chick over here, but who gonna pay the rent now? Who gonna pay the mortgage?
See, she ain't gonna leave. She's saying this girl's calling her, thinking that hey, you know him. Can you give me back my money? She's like, I ain't giving you back nothing because he finessed you. That ain't my problem. That's his problem with you, and you with him. I'm out of it.
If
I
somebody
don't
knows
even know
him,
why she got my number. Please don't ever call me again.
That part right there.
I feel bad for you.
Exactly.
If she paying her mortgage, why can't she have her number?
I'll be cooking some steakums. I'm like,
I mean, who gonna get cursed out for passing my number out is more so my concern, not even the mortgage. He gonna figure it out. Social services. Go ahead, you ain't got no pay stubs anyway. If you needed that type of hand up. You needed that? No, it's something more.
I didn't even read
for
the
you,
comments.
girl. I mean, but it's no money back. Like, you're not getting no money back.
But he finessed her.
Yeah, I can't give him the MVP award though, Mike.
For finessing?
Nah, you didn't. No, no.
He needed to
Six
get
man of the
mortgage
year?
back.
Nah, Mike.
Mortgage
don't even
paid
get the
for
6 man
3
award?
years.
Nah, Mike. He can't get no award, Mike.
He definitely found him a dummy because number one.
Exactly, that part.
Dummy.
I'm not paying your rent, your mortgage, or nothing, and I ain't never there. Step my
And I
foot in
can't
the
even come up
Oh,
in there.
thank you. Never
I
been
can't even get no toilet paper if I pee outside.
You don't even.
Yeah, he
I
don't
can't
get
get no junk mail, and they don't even do junk mail no more. I can't get nothing sent to this fucking house. I gotta stake out every time I'm in this motherfucking neighborhood.
And she did.
I
Well,
don't
The
know.
other
You ain't
thing
getting
is
my
the lady
money.
that received the text message.
right,
Because guess what? He paid you, took your money.
right.
He may have been creeping with me, you, and I, whatever, that's on him. But guess what? I got my mortgage paid. And for those 3 months, I bought me some new shoes, I bought me some new bags, and at the end of the day, because this is my house, so I can afford my own house. You gotta go. If I chose to go that route, you gotta go. So guess what? At the end of the
I ain't
day,
gotta go nowhere.
I'm the real MVP
I
because
just
you
paid for
lost
3
money.
months worth of stay here. I ain't going nowhere. I got 3 months.
It sounds so
But
like
you know, I'm in a situation. I'm in a situation like this now. I'm in a situation like this now. I'm not gonna lie. My ex-husband. No, my ex-husband. We moved back in together 4 years ago. It was supposed to be a financial win for him and me. Then he wanted to, of course, start the relationship back up, knowing damn well he was not mentally prepared for that. But I I stuck through it. I rarely leave people behind because I'm just so used to being brought up that way that I ignore a lot of his sins. And I've called multiple people, talk to them, and then I end up hearing a whole story that he didn't tell them. But now he done fucked up so bad because he got one of the bitches pregnant. So he moved out, and I got the confirmation that he switched the banks to her house. Now, by this time, we had already been broken up, but I like complete transparency because my daughter and myself, we stay here, so I need to know who the fuck you dealing with. Because if a bitch as bold as me, I'm not going to do it. Hey, how you doing? We got the same man. And it turned into that with her. So he's just like, you stay at the house for however long you need. I'll pay the BGE. I'll pay the water bill. You just take care of our child, the food in the house because we got to eat. And that's that. And if he acts up, I let him know, like, look, I ain't really for the courts or none of that shit. But if I got to move up out of this motherfucker, I definitely need some type of insurance. So I'm going to have to, unfortunately, put you on child support. And our daughter will be 13. So I'm really not concerned with going into the courts now because I feel like they would be like, well, why are you coming now and why you didn't come then? I mean, he's always been like that. So I'm kind of like using it to my advantage. My car will be paid off in a year. So I just tell him, like, look, I'm getting the fuck out of here after a year. You and her can move in with your baby, but that's happening. And it's like, no, you can stay there because, as long as I work for the company, it's a free place. So we're really like all winning right now.
That sounds like a BET special.
Yeah, I didn't, and I had a boyfriend that lived across the street, so that was real interesting because we both fuck with the weapons, and he was like, "I'm hoping if I'm not in there one night, he walk in." But I told him, like, look, if anything, he gonna leak for me before he leak for you, because that's a womanizer. So if anything, when you're in my presence, I won't let anything, hit you. I'm very much. I don't like bringing people into my drama. So I like to keep things a lot of communication and openness because I know for an average man that I might try to get serious with, the fact that I'm staying in my ex-husband's place rent free and that nigga's not fucking me, he might not believe that. He might not believe that's not something that I would even believe. So she letting you stay in that motherfucker rent free because you cheated on her. That doesn't even make sense. No, you sliding on some dick every now and then.
Well, look, we got 2 minutes and we're gonna get some final thoughts.
Yes.
I'm gonna finish eating my PF Chang's.
She looking at you.
I love Panda Express. Panda Express.
Eye.
You gave him.
Wait a minute.
That's side eye.
You mean tell me she ain't cooked?
Shannon actually, she did a lot of cooking Sunday. I ain't even gonna lie. Like ham. She did a chicken. She did some brisket. Like Shannon, she did everything Sunday, and we just heated up the rest of the week. I just ain't finished my lunch today, so I'm gonna finish my lunch. Mac, what's your final thoughts?
She's like, this is it.
Know your surroundings. Know who you have around you. Especially people that you tell your business to. You gotta know who these people are that you call your friends before you start opening your mouth telling your business. Because if they're not truly your friends, your business will be running all around the city. So just know your environment, know the people around you, and know who's there for you. That's all I got.
Linnea.
Take in new art. Go someplace new that you haven't been to in Baltimore.
Ain't nothing in Baltimore from you, like Joseph said.
I'm being positive, Troy.
Shannon.
I ain't got nothing.
Good.
He'll say good.
Wrap this shit up so I can go find me something to eat.
I know I'm hungry.
You cook Sunday, girl. What you need something to eat?
I've been eating lunch.
She's done.
That's why Mike with the PF Chang's and shit. Mike don't want no more of that shit either.
It ain't PF Chang's.
Oh, what you got? Bonchon or some shit?
I got Panda Express.
It's my favorite. That's why.
We got the honey walnut shrimp.
Shut up, Mackie. Enough.
Poochie,
Poochie, don't be long. I gotta go. Come on.
Oh, they got that salty ass rice. I'm just gonna pray for you, your blood pressure tonight, because they got that salty ass rice.
I get the super greens.
Please put some water in it, please.
Gee, Poochie, thank you for joining us.
I have fun. This was a lot of fun.
We appreciate that. G, what's your final thoughts, buddy?
I ain't got shit, shorty. I'm tired.
Nah, you ain't the only one.
May the obstacles before you provoke the power within.
No, that's not what we're saying. Just remember, my final thought is faith without works is dead.
Amen.
What?
Faith without works is dead. It's like
he got that shit the fortune cookie at Panda Express. Yo. Get the fuck out of here.
It's been on my mind all day. Like, just because people don't want to put the work, like, you can't, just remember that. Faith without works is dead. It's like having sex with yourself. No life can come from it. So don't fuck yourself.
Won't he do it, baby? Won't he do it?
Goodbye,
y'all.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Poochie. Thank you, Corky. We appreciate you, brother. Don't forget, go follow Poochie. She's on our Instagram all over there. Follow her and hound her and tell her thank you.
Thank you.
Follow Corky. I'm definitely getting the paint. I ain't even gonna
Yeah, me too.
I'm definitely getting the paint.
I'm gonna get him to do one of our family portraits.
Yeah, we about to step it up, but we appreciate
It ain't
y'all.
sentimental enough. Have a good night.
All right, y'all.
See y'all next week. Good night. I got hit on my little magical buttons over here.
Magic button.